Alright, so today we're going to be working on how to start a new Java program. The first thing we need to do is load up Eclipse, which allows us to program in Java. Eclipse can be downloaded for free on the internet. So what happens here is it wants us to select a workspace, which basically shows the location where our work in Java will be stored. So this is the location I want it at. I click OK, and then we just wait for it to load. It's not uncommon for it to take a few minutes. So then the one thing that we want to do as soon as we get inside is we want to start up a new program. Alright, so we're going to want a new program folder. If this is the first time that you're loading up Eclipse and you're looking at your Java screen, what might happen is you might get a welcome page that pops up first. Right here, I just click OK if this happens to you. But what can happen is that you get a welcome page, and if that happens, what you want to do is just click up at the upper left hand part right here where it says welcome, click out of it, and then you'll be at your Java screen. So the first thing we want to do is go up to here. Here's one way of doing it. Click on new, go down to Java project, select it, and then it'll ask you to put in the name. When you name this folder, you don't want to use lowercase letters for the first letter, so you always want the first to be capitalized. So I'm going to title this first, and then we also don't want spaces, so we're going to go first project. Now another important thing is we want to click use project folder as root for sources and class files. Then we click finish, and we just created Java project folder. Now under this folder we can right click, we want to go over to new and then class. Now for right now we want to name it the same as our source folder, which is located up here. So we call it first project. We'll leave everything as is and click finish. Now if we wanted to create another new class, what we could do is just click up top here and that would do the same for us. So now before we actually start any programming, there's something else that we have to do. Right in here we have to implement the main method. So this is what it's going to look like. We're going to go tab in, public, static, void, main, and then capital S for string, and then args. And then we're going to have curly braces here. And when we hit enter, another curly brace is going to form right over here. Now this might seem confusing to you at first. For right now we're just going to ignore this, and what we want to realize is that a main method is always in a program. So as you learn more, you'll start to know more about the syntax, and you'll eventually understand what each of these specific words means and why we put it there. So in order for your program to run, you need to have this main method implemented. So now we have our Java project and we're ready to start writing code. When we write code, it'll be right in the center area. The last thing I want to mention is how it's important to note that these curly braces right here, if you notice this, when I click on this brace right here, this is highlighted, which means that those two are joined together. If you click on this brace, the top one's highlighted. You want an equal number of each type of brace. If I were to do this, an error should show up showing that I need an extra one. Alright, and that's all for the first video tutorial.